Can you see me? If you can see me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you only knew how crazy this is. We have a lot of fun doing this, as you know, and sometimes there are little technical little hiccups, but it's all awesome. It's all great. It's all a wow. We'll make it fun. I promise. We'll make it a wow. I promise. And you're in for a special treat here tonight. Welcome everybody to the recap. We're gonna kind of go over just a few simple things. Then we're gonna launch this thing. We're gonna kick it off. It'll be pretty cool. Hopefully everything works. We'll see if it does. If it doesn't, it'll still be awesome. I promise. So first things first, as you probably know, obviously, as you probably know, that about 10 days ago, on or about, we gave the National Spinal Decompression Certification. And see the phones, they never stop here. Just so you know, this is our life. Phones, lights, camera, text, emails, voicemails, stuff. And that's what we do, and we do it very, very well. As you know, about 10 days ago, we did the National Spinal Decompression Certification, and it was, in a word, incredible. I'm so happy. I'm so thankful. Both Dr. Kaplan and myself, really so blessed to be able to have everybody hang out with us together and to make history together. We're going to talk about what happened. We're going to talk about some behind-the-scenes stuff. We're going to show some stuff. It'll be, in a word, amazing. And it's just, at the end of the day, listen, at this phase of the game, why do we do this? We do it because, number one, we can, and number two is because we love it. We love the simple fact that we are all in this together, that we are all in the position as chiropractors to help patients, as you know, Doc, avoid dangerous opioids, risky epidural injections, and often unnecessary back surgeries. That's what we do as a chiropractor every single day in our office. And especially if you have spinal decompression. If you have spinal decompression, then as you know, then you are such a cut above everyone else. I think that's my AV department. That could be my AV department double checking, but I won't take that call because guess what? I'm PTC right now. I'm present time consciousness. I'm with you. The world can stop. All I care about is, at this moment, Dr. Kaplan, you, and this cherished time that we have together. And I mean, it just, for us, as the room starts to fill a little bit more, and then we're going to dive right into it. As you know, many of you know, after the national certification, I get in a plane, I fly out to California, and I spend usually a week out there. I did the same thing this year. I spent 3 days in Beverly Hills, 3-4 days. Then I spent 3-4 days in Santa Barbara, California, a place called Montecito, California. Two amazing properties. And at the end of the day, as you probably know, that we live on vacation every day. We never really need a vacation. We're coming to you here live from our home studio in South Florida, Palm Beach County, Florida, and it's awesome. So as many of you know, when you came to the National Spinal Decompression Certification, there was a lot of stuff that happened. There was a lot of stuff we showed, we shared, we taught. A lot of, a couple of surprises. We're going to talk about that here live here tonight. Take notes on this stuff because we're going to show you some stuff that even if you were there, you might have missed. That's right. Even if you were there and you had it. So funny. I'm talking to Dr. Kaplan yesterday, and I said, this is probably the biggest FOMO that I've ever seen in my life for any training we've ever given. And he's so funny. He goes, FOMO. He goes, what's FOMO? Is that, what is that? I said, FOMO, I said, is an acronym. And what does it stand for? It stands for fear of missing out. The reality was that there were so many doctors who got closed out. This was 400 people in a room, standing room only, longest wait list to get in. And unfortunately, you know, good news, bad news. The bad news is that a lot of people, unfortunately, were not able to get into the National Spinal Decompression certification. They were closed out. I send out one email. I could fill half the room with one email. And I said that from the stage, and you know who you are. One email fills half the room in one shot, just like that. And the rest of you, I called procrastinators because you waited to the second day, but you still got a seat. And that was the bad news, that a lot of people, unfortunately, were not able to attend. But guess what? Here's the great news. That you're here with us right here, right now. So you will get an overview as to, we're going to hit a lot of highlights, bullet points. We're going to show you what we went through, and we're going to take 12 hours. We're going to take 12 hours, and we're going to condense it into 1 hour. And then what I would tell you is this. Hang out for as long as you could possibly hang out, because if you know the way we do these things, a lot of times we'll save a special surprise, special treat to the end. If you hang out with us, you'll see what it is. It's pretty awesome. Never done before. And it's that simple. So are you ready? If you're ready, raise your hand. Yeah, let's go. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Dr. Perry Bard here. And on behalf of Dr. Eric Kaplan, this is the official 2023 National Spinal Decompression Certification Recap Review. And we're so happy that you're with us. We're diving right into it. We're not, you know, time is the premium for us right here, right now. And just like the national certification, sold out, by the way, if you didn't know, 4 years in a row. We teach the only CEU program in the world that sells out every year. That's crazy. I mean, obviously not your typical CEU program. And you're going to learn why. You're going to know why. And what we're going to do is this. I'm going to kick it off. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. I'm going to share my screen with you. And then we're going to bring Dr. Kaplan up the same way we brought him to the stage. And all I can tell you is buckle up, because you're in for a treat. So let's see if this works. Hopefully this will work. Let's go. Let me see if it works. Come on, baby. Let's go. Yeah. All right.
Fun. Practice has to be fun. Loving, giving, and serving, and taking care of your flowers has to be fun. You can't go into the office every day and worry about the thorns. You will have thorns. It was said by a great philosopher that more is lost by indecision than the wrong decision. Feel you really work, because I'm going to tell you, people will come in, they will squeeze you, they will crush you, they will throw you on the floor, and they will step on you. But you know what? At the end of the day, Doc, how much are you worth?
It'll take you to heights that you've never been. They spare no expense in the training. They give you all the information that you need to know.
We're ready to go back to our practice and use all the information that we have gotten from some of the top doctors in the world.
Be around like-minded people looking to achieve similar things is so much more rewarding than trying to go out on your own and figure things out blind.
You have to be able to be on top of the technology. You have to use the technology. And you have to continue to grow your mind and always think, then what? What's next? And that's what Dr. Kaplan and Dr. Bard have done.
If you got a system, and you got a formula, and you got a brand,
And you know what it takes to win. And we're gonna teach you how to win.
Chiropractic is a science. I'm going to show you the science today. Results will make you money. Results will drive your practice. Results will take you to the next level. Because this, my friends, this is specialty chiropractic.
I'm back. And why am I back? Because DCOA has literally changed my practice.
Who's having more fun than us? I know the video might have been a little choppy, but at least you get the idea. I think some of the other videos that are a little formatted, you'll be able to see, because I want to show you some videos tonight, things of that nature, and it gets no better than you know who. Dr. K, are you ready, baby?
I'm ready, baby.
Let's go to work.
You know, it's very funny, Perry. You know, you start off the night, and it was very interesting what you just said, that some of the video was choppy. But you know what I dig about that, Perry? Sometimes being in practice is choppy. Sometimes success is choppy. Nothing ever goes the way it's planned. I wake up in the morning, I'm going to get 20 new patients. I'll be happy with one. The bottom line is, why is anybody here tonight? Why did people come to national certification? And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you what we're going to give you tonight. And I'm going to tell you what you're going to walk away with tonight is more. Everybody write down the word more. M-O-R-E. You want success? You want more. You want to have more patients? You want more. You want to make more money? More. More is in every facet of success. I want more money. I want more patients. I want more results. I want more. But let me tell you what more stands for. My acronym for more is motivation, doctors. You have to motivate your practice. You have to motivate your staff, because motivation becomes momentum. If you can motivate your staff and you can motivate your patients, then you'll develop momentum. And the O stands for organization, because if you can be organized, doctors, you can optimize your practice. You can optimize your success. You can optimize everything that you want in life, but it begins with motivation. Now, the R, doctors, you know what I see. The R stands for results. Results, doctors. If you're not getting results, you have to ask yourself, why am I not getting results? If you don't get results, you will not get referrals. So you have to ask yourself, why am I not getting results? Why am I not getting the referrals? Why am I not getting what I want? And the E, doctor, stands for effort and energy. Effort and energy. So if you want more, you got to provide more motivation. You got to provide more organization. You got to provide more results, and you got to provide more effort and energy. If you can provide more, you will get more. And that's why I love the science of decompression, doctors. I mean, give me some facts. 6.5 million people are in bed every day due to back pain. If you want more patients, doctors, if you want more patients, then you got to give more effort. You got to give more energy. You got to put in more momentum. If you're not doing that, doctors, then why should you get more? you have to understand that in America, 5.4 million people are disabled due to back pain. 5.4 million. Now, doctors, so when you're saying I'm not getting enough patients, you know what, doctors? Guess what? You're not educating enough. You're not going back to the basic premise, the philosophy that built this great profession. The greats went out and they did health talks, they did dinner talks, they did everything that they had to do because let me tell you, doctors, medical people are leaning to our direction. We know last year, okay, that on an average, only about 53% of L5S1 surgeries fail. 53% fail. Among spinal surgery patients, 1 in 4 are dissatisfied with the results within 2 years post-op. I mean, doctors, that means that they're not happy. 70% still had back pain 4 years after the surgery. And that's why, doctors, I just did an article for the American Chiropractor about failed back surgery syndrome. You have to understand that your job is to understand that a subluxation, doctors, which is the essence of everything we do, a subluxation has a progression, and a subluxation can become a bulge, and a bulge can become a herniation. And if you can't understand the subluxation bulge herniation triangle, the process, doctors, then guess what? You're failing at what you do. Then you're not providing more. You're not giving more effort, more energy, more expertise, more results, more research. Our goal as coaches is to give you more, to let you understand that when you understand damage occurs, according to the Bogdock study, doctors, damage occurs long before the symptoms appear. Wow. Damage occurs in the spine long before and that's the Bogdock and Burton study. And I'll go through study after study tonight. If you understand that it happens long before it appears. I mean, the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, there were approximately 200 laminectomies performed. And they asked the doctors, which was performed by Anthony Rodman, MD, and De Palmer, MD, how many of you would go for back surgery? 1 out of 100 said yes. 1 out of 100. So listen, if you have a donut shop and you don't eat donuts, nobody wants your donuts. You have to say to yourself, okay, an estimated 20 to 30% of these operations were unsuccessful, according to De Palma, MD, and Rackman, MD. See, the importance of disc hydration, doctors, is very important. Why? Because we know that 87% of the disc is water. And that's why you got to develop, doctors, imbibition. Imbibition is developed by the software, which happens on different machines. Some machines provide a sinusoidal rhythm. Some provide a logarithmic rhythm. You need to review the FDAK. You need to understand, as you look at doctors in the spine, okay, how does your table work? Okay, are you taking them this way? If you have to lift the table, doctor, are you increasing the angle of the spine? If you take them this way, or increasing the angle of the spine? According to the Shealy-Perry study, doctors, he showed that a fixed tower was able to keep the spine in its natural innate position, in its normal lordotic curvature, and isolate the segment. Because what you don't want to do, doctors, is increase this pressure. Let me tell you, and I say this all the time, spinal decompression is not a table, it's an event. You want spinal distraction without muscular contraction. If you get spinal distraction without muscular contraction, guess what? You're going to get more energy. You're going to get more results. Results, doctors. The D in doctor stands for detective. The D in doctor stands for diagnosis, and the R stands for results. And if you're not a good detective and you don't get good results, you're going to get reasons of why they don't come back. You know why you're looking for new patients, doctors? Think about this. If you're not getting enough new patients, patients come from the outside in and the inside out. That's the way it is. What's chiropractic? Above, down, inside out. Well, guess what? If you have to always look for new patients on the outside, you're not doing a good job on the inside. There are 4 phases of degeneration. Everybody has seen this poster. But what I want you to look at in this poster is look at the disc spaces. As the area of spinal decompression, as the area of spinal degeneration goes, what happens is, not only if you look at level 3, do we have degenerative joint disease, okay, if you look at level 4, okay, what you're going to see in level 4 is not only going to see degenerative joint disease on the edgings of the spine, you're going to see decreased disc spaces. So if you go to the Bogdock-Burton study, you're going to know that pain came before there was total degeneration. And if you don't understand that a subluxation creates a bulge, and a bulge can develop a herniation. The number one source of back pain, many people believe 75% of back pain comes from disc. Now, who studies that? Ironman, Bergmeyer, O'Neill, or an F. They have all said that, before that, the Bogdack study actually said muscle's the problem because when people have back pain, they have muscle spasm. But remember, if you talked about the McGill study, the weakest part of the spine is when the patient is in flexion doctors. So that's why what Shealy did with Bergmeyer is he put the patient in a prone position where Dyer originally had him in a supine position. Why? Because if you look at the Nagelsmann study, and you'll see, doctors, this is what we do. We, Dr. Bart and I, provide more. We provide more marketing. We provide more operational support. We provide more research, and we provide more excellence. We don't want you to be better salesmen, doctors. We want you to be better doctors. And being better doctors means you got to give more. You got to give more effort. You got to give more energy. You got to go back to studying doctors. Great, you're a doctor. Give yourself a pat on the back. But you know what? That's where the journey begins. I want the best doctors, the best people. Because spinal decompression starts with, doctors, it starts with the MRI. James Parker once said, to see is to know, not to see is to guess. And I'm not going to guess about your health. Well, now we have an ability, doctors, that we can see the tissue, meaning X-ray shows the bone, but how do you know the tissue? And what we've done, Dr. Bart and I, and this says America, is we focus on the histopathology. There are 5 components of a subluxation. 5 components: kinesiopathology, histopathology, myopathology, pathophysiology, neuropathology. If you don't know the 5 components of a subluxation, doctors, then you're not treating the paper appropriately. You're not being the best detective. You're not giving the best diagnosis. The MRI shows us the tissue. So what happens, doctors, is it a bulge? Is it a subluxation? Is it a bulge or a herniation? Because let me give you the facts, doctors. You will not have a bulge or herniation without a subluxation. They go hand in hand. Norman Shealy, MD, PhD, said to Perry and I, he said, the first time I did a surgery, I knew this was not the answer. Perry and I had the ability to speak with Norman, be mentored by Norman. Here's a chart that we showed, okay, that I'm very big on. And this is from the American Academy of Neuroradiology. Look at the amount, and what does it say? Percentage of abnormal findings on lumbar, spine, and MRI, CAT scan of healthy, pain-free subjects. Healthy, pain-free. So look at people in their 40s, doctors, which is could say the bulk of your practice. 70% have disc degeneration. In their 60s, 90%. So don't go to me and say, oh, I had a Medicare patient. The Medicare doesn't pay good. Let me explain to you something. So they leave a little less money to their kids. The bottom line is they want to be able to lift their grandchildren. The bottom line is they want to golf. The bottom line is they want to go on vacation. You know what the patients want, doctors? The same thing as you. They want more. They want more results. They want more relief. They want more time. They want more attention. And they deserve more. Spinal decompression, doctors, is an event. It's spinal distraction without muscular contraction. I don't need these slides. I own this stuff. And you got to own it, doctors. You have to own it. You have to know, why does deep spinal decompression works? Well, we can go for the Shealy study. We can go to the Iman study. We can go to the Bogdack study. We can go to the Bergdack study. You want studies? I'll give you studies after studies after studies showing you the benefits of spinal decompression. One of the first people to do this was Dr. Dyer. But see, doctors, what I tell my clients, what I tell our people is, you got to be a better doctor. You got to be more educated, more educated. You want more, give the patients more. You want more, put more time into your practice. You want more, don't worry about the house you live in or the car you drive. Worry about your results. Are you getting the results that you want? When a bulging hernia disc slips out of alignment, remember, it used to be called a slip disc. No longer is that a medical term, never was. The compression can block the nerves. Boom, bang. Hold on. That to me is the subluxation. If everybody can see that, that's a subluxation. God, why does this thing? There you go. And when the bone moves, the disc can protrude. So first it bulges. Now, what's the basic difference between a bulge and a herniation? You get a tearing of the annulus. You get a tearing of the annulus, which is the outer fibers of the disc. Well, when it tears, it starts to go. So let me tell you what's going to happen, doctors. Richard Lohr, who I have great respect for, said, when you lose your back and you lose your legs, you lose your freedom. Now, there are a lot of different tables. I'm willing to talk to anybody about the table they have and to get the maximum results. I don't sell tables, but what I do sell is success. I sell success. My doctors are successful. They have to know that the weakest structure in the spine is flexion. That 80%, 83%, there's a fact, doctors, of the injury happens when people are bending, standing, and bending forward. inflection, 83% of back injuries. You have to know, doctors, how to help prevent this. But before I go on any further, because I know Dr. Bard's going to jump in any second now, I want to say this. Boy, was last weekend or 10 days ago successful. And I want to thank personally Life University for their support by having the only national certification program in the country. And if you listen to Dr. LaRusso, who's one of the compliance experts in America, he will tell you that everybody needs to be nationally certified. Everybody. Why? Because if ever in a malpractice case, and by the way, disc injuries are one of the top 2 injuries that chiropractors are sued for malpractice, and most times they don't know how to represent themselves. Our doctors do. You know why? We give them more. We give them more preparation. We give them more results. We give them more research. You want to know research, doctors? Let me tell you something. You better have the book. You better know the book. You better know how many visits. Why do you see people 3 times a week, not twice a week, once a week? Well, Nicholson says 20 sessions. Shealy, Ironman, Bergman, Leslie goes 6 to 8 weeks. If you want to go to the Ramos study, 20 visits. The Beatty study, 24 visits. I will show you why. This is not subjective, doctors. It's objective based upon medical research. So I want to thank Life University. I want to thank their chairman of the board, Kevin Fogarty, for their support and their direction. And I also want to give my best out to 2 chiropractors that's family has to deal with health issues. Dr. Biz, may you get better and better every day. And Dr. John Ziliax, may your wife get better. You're in my prayers on a daily basis. Why? Because when you're with this Centers of America doctors, you know what you are? You're more than just a client. You're family. And when it comes to my family, I'm going to give you everything I have. We're going to give you more. Perry, take over.
So I think we just took like 3 hours and we condensed it into one. We condensed it into like 15 minutes. So boom, we got a lot to do. We're about not even like a quarter of the way through the national certification, but we're going to timeline you because there was a couple of things and highlights and certain things, as you know, that resonated incredibly well with so many doctors. There were so many takeaways, so many bullet points, so many kind of game-changing concepts, ideas, and action steps. So first things first, what I'd like to do is this. What I'd like to do is I'm going to share my screen with you one more time. I'm going to give you 2 things real quick. Number 1, I'm going to give you a phone number. We don't have a slide for this, okay? So if you want, write this phone number down, 888-990-9660. 888-990-9660. Toll free. Why did I give you that number? Well, the reason I just gave you that number is because, I'll tell you in a sec, the reason why is because, I'll show you. And the reason why is because of this. So the most phone calls, I would say the most emails, the most text, everything in terms of everybody wanted to know, what can I do next to start to stack the deck, to start to position myself for 2024? How can I put myself in an environment where I can learn about how to fill up my tables, how to brand myself properly, how to market myself properly, how to position myself in my demographic, and how do I create a nonstop waiting list practice for disc patients, for nerve patients, for knee patients, for cash model patients. December 2nd is the date. You can go to the website. Now, the only reason I gave you the phone number is because a lot of you, even before we started tonight, already started reaching out to me and texting me, and you've been on kind of our Zoom meetings before, and you know that when we've done this, all the seats kind of disappear really quick. So I did a quick heads up. I found out, I called Lacey, I called Stephanie. There are, as we speak right now, there are 4 seats left. 4 seats that I have a feeling after tonight, maybe within the first like 5 minutes when I said that, they're gone. And once they're gone, they're gone. So if I'm you, I don't care what it takes, getting a plane, getting 2 planes, trains, automobiles, whatever you got to do, try to come, because not only will it change your practice, not only will it change your bank account, not only will it change your life, but more importantly, it's going to change your patients' lives. And here's the best part. you're going to be in a room with the most entrepreneurial chiropractors on the planet that already got their seats 3 months ago, and a number of DCOA doctors, this is the American doctors that are just coming just to hang out because they love hanging out with us, and it's just that simple. So, go to the website www.thecheiroevent.com. Once the seats are gone, they are gone. It's the last one of the year. That's why people scooped up the seats. And listen, at the end of the day, as Anthony Robbins said, as Tony Robbins said, proximity is power. You want to come away with content, tools, information, protocols, systems, marketing, and some surprises. I'll show you some of the surprises here tonight. And what I'd like to do is this. There's a chart that Dr. Kaplan gave out that he's never given out before at the national certification. So now that we made it through the first 3 hours of the certification, only 9 more to go, but we're going to go even faster. I know it's crazy, right? You think we're going fast now? You ain't seen nothing yet. We're going to go even a little bit faster because there was a way we closed out the morning, and we're actually going to go into those slides, and I'm actually going to show you exactly, probably I would say one of the most, there was 2 heartfelt moments. If you were at the national certification, there were 2 things that people grabbed me on the way out, and they said, mind blown. 2 things today. It was, yes, a little emotional, happy tears, of course, but we'll talk a little bit about that. And Dr. K, I'm going to show that chart. And let me see if I can pull it up super quick, because if I could pull it up, we're kicking butt. And let me see if I can find it. And here it is. Can you see this? There it is. The tissue healing chart. Can you go over, in essence, because this was so important, you gave this, see, we gave a 250-page book away. If you were at the national certification, you got a 250-page manual with all these research studies and forms and stuff like that. But one of the things that we added to it was this chart. Dr. Kaplan loves it so much. Dr. K, can you talk about this?
Well, yeah, I mean, when you talk about healing, doctors, if there's anything that we've learned is healing takes time. Now, listen, we had a profession built upon Harvey Lillard. What a miracle. What a great experience. But what I'm going to tell you, though, doctors, in the history of my practice, not everybody gets better after 1 visit. And I tell everybody, doctors, write this down after every first visit. You can expect 1 of 3 things: to feel better, the same, or worse. And let me tell you why, doctors. If they feel better, okay, they think they might not need to come back. If they feel the same, they don't think you did anything. And if they feel worse, doctors, they think maybe you hurt them. See, what we've come to learn, if anyone here has ever broken a bone, we know that tissue healing takes time. And that we know that the disc is tissue. Now, thanks to the Boxell and Martin study, we learned that tissue has the ability to heal. The disc has the ability to heal itself. And that, doctors, is the essence of chiropractic. Listen, our job is to perpetuate more energy, more nerve supply. That's what we do. We provide more, you got to give more. We provide more, you got to give more. And when Perry showed that chart, the chart is very simple because it looks at a couple of studies. If you look at the Apfel study, which did decrease disc height, he showed that in 6 to 8 weeks that there was increased disc height. That's the Apfel and Boudreau study, which also had a success rate after 4 years. The Leslie study shows 6 to 8 weeks. When we spoke to many of the doctors that were there this weekend, we spoke to, Dr. Zook. We spoke to Dr. Burke. We spoke to every other doctor that was there, and they all know that healing takes time. If somebody goes even for open heart surgery, the doctor says, I did my job, now it's up to the body. And that's what we know, body. We know that the body is a self-healing organism. Our body is to increase the circulation, to increase the nerve supply, but we cannot, doctors, defeat Mother Nature. And you have to let people know healing takes time. Even when I had decompression, after I went through my 30 sessions, okay, then was I 100% better? No. Jason put me on exercises and he put me on rehab because rehab creates rehabilitation, has a reason why it's called rehabilitation. We have to rehabilitate something that's been weakened. I mean, if Perry wants me to go over, things, we work with many companies. We work with Care Credit, work with Cairo Health. Now, what's the difference? Cairo Health shows you how to provide discounts. Care Credit helps you find financing for your patients. These are things that you need to do. But doctors, you need to understand that healing takes time. That if people going visit by visit, you're not going to succeed. And that's our job, doctors, is to give them more energy, more motivation, more results, doctors.
So
More
speaking of
results.
more, one of the things we did was, as you know, if you're DCOA, we just like surprising you guys and, just gifting you guys and just wowing you guys. And I hope you're digging the new hoodie. If you see the new hoodie, I don't know if you could see it. I don't know if you could see the DCOA thing in the back, but one of the things we did was we give away a shirt every year specific to DCOA doctors. We love that. But one of the incredible highlights of the entire certification was a very, very special moment where we got a chance to honor one of our eternal stars. His name, as many of you know, is Dr. Richard Lohr. And Dr. Lohr, oh my gosh, we could talk about him forever. But at the end of the day, this was a guy who bought a practice, had 2 spinal decompression tables covered in sheets, didn't know what to do with them, came to the Cairo event and hung out with us and said, this is amazing. There's so much more for me to learn, to do, to be, to have, and so much more. And he went from 2 tables to 12 tables, average case, $7,500, 90% close rate. All 12 tables will fill every single day from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. Can you imagine that? Run the numbers yourself. 12 tables, $7,500 a case, 90% conversion rate. So unfortunately, as you know, we're only here for a blink of an eye. And we showed such an emotional video. I'm not going to show it tonight. We reserved it for the National Spinal Decompression Certification. But we did show it, and it was a gift we made for Rich's family because unfortunately Rich passed on. But Dr. Kaplan and I sat down and we said, we're going to continue to keep the flame burning. Dr. Kaplan rewrote the whole first chapter of the Ultimate Spinal Decompression book, 800 pages, dedicated it to Rich. And we announced this year, the first time ever, what we called the One Disc, One Heart, Dr. Richard Lohr Memorial Award. And I don't know if you remember, if you were there, but one of the incredible moments was in remembering, Dr. Kaplan had this great saying. He used to say, for referrals, he used to tell all the patients, he used to say that a candle never loses its flame by lighting another candle. And that was the mission statement to the patient, to be able to share the love, share the wealth, share the gift of health with their inner circle, their friends, their family, their coworkers, their neighbor, their inner circle. So everybody took out their phones, and as a memory to Rich, it was so cool. We had it move into like a Motown music because Rich loved Motown music. But what we did was we actually honored the individual who decided to carry on the tradition of the master class. Every year we do a master class. We select one doctor's office. We did the first 2 years in Rich's office, 12 tables. He gave us a secret sauce. Yes, we recorded it. Yes, it's on video. Yes, Descendants of America doctors have complete access. Yes, it's awesome. But Dr. Rosenberg in Los Angeles, California, stepped up this year. She said, I want to do it. Had the most incredible master class in May. So what we did was we actually presented her an award on the stage. She was totally shocked and awed, and it was an emotional moment. Dr. Kaplan also had a great individual come up and just say, an incredible prayer for everybody, and it was just one of those heartfelt moments. She didn't know she was getting this, by the way, and it was just one of those, it was one of those great moments that, as you know, that we have such a short time together, and what I'd like to do with you, with your approval, is Dr. K, you know what I want to do is can we do this? I'm going to jump right into the afternoon. And what we're going to do is let's do this. I want to show what the afternoon looked like. And then if you'd be so kind to come back on, because I want you to talk about Dr. Burke, the neuroradiologist. I want you to talk about Dr. Seth McMahon, the pain management specialist. I want you to talk about Dr. LaRusso. I want you to talk about some of the surprises we had. I'm going to show, we're going to go a little bit faster now. So, but here's a cool video. Hopefully this will play. I hope you dig it.
Now you can watch something through survival the practice lasts 6 times longer the expressions and the touch with delegate long sentences.
Harry, can I talk while they're watching the videos?
100%.
Because they're not hearing the sound. Are you hearing the sound?
Yep, but it's okay.
That was Monique. Okay, and Monique is an Grammy-nominated singer. And you know, one of the things that we try to do is they say, "How do you get celebrities? How do you get guys like Dwayne Clemens?" We treat celebrities, doctors. You know, there's never been I did an article. Here's Rob Burke, Seth McMahon, Michael Kaplan, Jason Kaplan, you know, Perry Bard. You know, unbelievable. The lineup that we bring in, we try to bring in the best of the best. We try to let people know that we are the future of this profession. Doctors, if you want more, you have to give more. Now, Perry gave a thing, Jay Lombard. Jay Lombard was a neurologist for Dr. Oz. Larry Markson, okay? I mean, Larry Markson sends his family to our offices for decompression. Sal LaRusso, who's one of the leading people in the United States on compliance, okay? One after another. That's the former vice president of Sherman Chiropractic College. They all come, and then Nell Williams. How many people would have gotten their license without Nell Williams? I mean, what we do, doctors, is we give back to the profession. And your job, doctors, is to give back to your patients. Are you giving them more? If you read Harvey McKay's book, How to Swim with the Sharks Without Getting Eaten Alive, give the patient everything they expect and more. Are you giving them more? That's my theme tonight, doctors. You know, Perry talked about FOMO, fear of missing out. Well, you know, I have some FOMOs for you, Dr. Bard. Are you ready? How about fear of my outcomes? If the doctor doesn't know the research, and if the doctor's not doing his job, and if the doctor's not diligent, this is not Ron Popeil, set it and forget it. What about MOFO? What about fear of my office? What about fear of my office? Oh, I don't want to go to the office. I hate my practice. I don't like this anymore. Doctors, did chiropractic choose you, or did you choose chiropractic? Let me tell you something. You're a doctor. And your job, really, doctors, making money is simply a benefit. It's not, money does not determine your success. Results determine your success. You were put on this planet to love, to give, to serve. There's a picture, great picture of Dr. Fogarty, the chairman of the board of Life University. Thank you, Dr. Fogarty. There's Jill LaMarche, one of the vice presidents of Life University. Thank you, Dr. LaMarche. To the right is Dr. Bard. And I still haven't fully recognized who the handsome guy is with the yellow tie, but he's kind of one of the people. He's one of the people that I look up to. I don't know who that guy is.
Trust me, he's a legend. And so what we're going to do is this. I'm going to go through. I want to just show you guys stuff. And obviously, the reason I'm doing that is because of the simple fact that if you were there, I have a feeling it's going to trigger a sentiment, an emotion, a thought, an idea, a concept, an action step, So we're going to hit the ground running, and we're going to take it through the afternoon of day one. So you can kind of see if you were there, how as a reminder, and if you weren't there, kind of what you missed. But hey, listen, you're here now, and that's all that counts. So if you would be kind enough to talk about, we started the afternoon with a Grammy-nominated special performance to just get the adrenaline, to just get the energy, to just kick this off, and she rocked that house, standing room only. Can you talk, Dr. K, a little bit about Monique McCall and what she did?
Yeah, listen, Monique, like so many people, these are people that understand chiropractic. These are people that realize that if I'm on stage, I'm prone to back problems. I'm prone to disc problems. And you know what? I've learned the more successful people are, the more they want in their doctors. Are you willing to give your patient more? I mean, if you look at the Marcaro, Stanford, and Pergolesi and Hopkins study, they said basically it takes 8 weeks and 23 to 24 visits. And if you're going to tell people how many visits they need, providing with research that shows it, Leslie will show you 6 to 8 weeks. Apfel, Boudreaux are going to show you 6 to 8 weeks. So what we do with these people like Monique McCall, okay, they love it because they love chiropractic. And doctors, what a gift that we have of being chiropractors. I will tell you, outside of my wife and my children and my partner and my grandchildren, I can go on, but chiropractic is the essence of every level of success that I've ever had. Dr. Rob Burke is one of the leading neuroradiologists in America. This is not just a radiologist. He's a neuroradiologist. And listen, I'm not against DAC bars, doctors. I'm not. But a DAC bar is still a chiropractor. And in a court of law, as Dr. LaRusso would tell you, he's not a radiologist. He's a chiropractor that has radiologist background. He could have a diplomat. He could have a diplomat. He could have a matromat. But he is not a radiologist. Rob Burke is one of the leading radiologists who not only refers people to our offices, he became a patient. His wife became a patient. He understands the ability of spinal decompression. See, doctors, when you realize that you can convert medical people, they're not the enemy. MDs are not the enemy, doctors. You know who the enemy is? The enemy lies within yourself. Success, doctors, does not come from the outside in, it comes from the inside out. Do you want to be the best? The best. You want to build upon yourself. You want to have more. If you want to have more, doctors, you got to give it more motivation. And like I said, what we try to do is provide more marketing, more operational systems, more research, more expertise, because doctors, if you want to be the best, you have to be the best. And it doesn't come, doctors, by the piece of equipment you have. It comes by the amount of time that you put into your profession.
One of the things that resonated so well with the audience was Dr. Burke, who's owned multiple MRI centers, is not just a radiologist, but is a neuroradiologist. And he showed about 40 slides of MRIs. So it was such a fast track of this is what to look for. This is the difference between a prolapse and a protrusion. Here's a sequestered disc. Here's a torn annular fiber. What happens when you have Schmall's nodes? What about the ligaments? How does that affect it? What about torsion? How does body mechanics affect the disc? Flexion, extension, and torsion. As you know, when you study the disc, you learn that torsion or twisting is really the tipping point for so many disc problems. And then from that point, this was like, we had this doctor planned for 1 year. 1 year ago, Dr. Kevin's going to laugh when I say this, but 1 year ago, we had him scheduled. He had a conflict. We had his videos already set up for him. 1 year later, it was worth waiting for. Dr. K, can you talk about Dr. Seth McMahon?
Dr. McMahon is a very interesting guy because not only is he a medical doctor, not only is he an anesthesiologist, not only does he specialize in pain management, but he also is fellowed. And anyone in the medical world knows that a fellow is the highest level that an MD can be. But what he also is, he's an advocate of chiropractic. He works with chiropractors all the time. He believes chiropractic first, drugs second, surgery last. You see, doctors, if you look at failed back surgery syndrome, it's of epidemic proportions. So why do we get people like him? And why do we get people like Dr. Glenn Zook? And why do we get people like Rob Burke? And why do we get people like Jay Lombard? Because medical people are understanding, doctors, what we do. And it was a very funny thing when talking to Norman Shealy, okay, he's probably the most published in the world on spinal decompression. He said, and I quote, he said, you know what? With decompression, you need to handle the sacral subluxation. He called it sacral seal. We said, you mean a subluxation? He said, yes. Because see, what happens is, doctor, if a person has kinesiopathology, right, and their sacrum is out of joint, you can pull it, but eventually you have to get the sacrum back to its normal position so the disc will heal itself. And see, only a chiropractor can handle the subluxation. Only a chiropractor can handle kinesiopathology. And, you know, Perry talks about Rob Burke. At the national certification, he even mentioned this. We gave the discount for this book, the book on national certification. Now, I will tell you, anyone that buys this book, that wants the hard copy of the book, all the profits go to Life University, because what we're trying to do is more research. Now, if you want to know about Rob Burke, there's a whole chapter on radiology, on reading MRIs in this book by a radiologist. And I'm not even talking about the big book. The big book is 830 pages. Dr. LaRusso made us write a university edition. So here, doctors, is, oh God, it's so heavy. God, I'm going to get a hernia. Here's the big book, right? Look at this. Are you kidding? Did you hear that? Are you kidding?
Don't get a hernia. Try not to get a hernia.
Imagine showing this to your patients, doctors. Imagine understanding the research. And I go on and tell you about, you know, the research and the studies and where they are. I mean, and what pages that they're at.
I don't know if you saw this. Did you just catch that just now? For those of you paying attention, when you get up close, you'll see he probably has, I'm not kidding, he probably has about 70 Post-it notes in each chapter marked for where he wants to go when he lectures at the Cairo event. And if you saw, I just went to my phone. I just got a text. Good news, bad news. Depends what side of the fence you're on. 2 of the seats are now gone. So now there's only 2 left. I will do everything within my power. I will talk to Dr. Kaplan. As you know, in the past, we've been able to do it. Sometimes we're able to add a couple of seats, but it's usually based upon the seating format. We're going back to, as you know, a 5-star location. It's actually the same location that we did the national certification. So the last Cairo event of the year, December 2nd, is at the same location. 5-star gourmet food, first class. I mean, they treat you like the way you need to be treated as a doctor. I love when Dr. Kaplan says the DR stands for demands respect, but you and I both know, doctors, that respect is earned. It's always earned. I want to show you a couple more things. Dr. K, can you talk about,
I just want to say one
this was
thing.
like one of the great things. Can you talk about Dwayne? Because we went right after Dr. McMahon.
I'm going to talk about 2 things.
Dwayne Clemens. Holy cow.
So, you know, when Perry talked about there's 2 seats left, let me explain something. The national certification we do for Life University, all the proceeds, doctors, go to Life University. Dr. Bart and I do not make any money. Matter of fact, we contribute to it. Why? So that our clients have the best. Now, when you talk about the event, doctors, we limit that to the amount of doctors, 12, 14 doctors. We do it in a conference room. We sit down with you, one-on-one, doctors. We roll up our sleeves. By the way, I'm wearing my Life University jacket.
You're repping the brand.
Lily, can you see what jacket I'm wearing?
That's for Lily and Dr. Fogarty and everybody else who went to Life with me.
You know, listen, I support the university. My son has his undergraduate from Life University. Perry has his DC from Life University. And, you know, we talk about Dwayne Clemens and Dwayne, who was the captain of the Bengals and captain of the Chiefs. Why is he such an advocate of chiropractic? Why is he such an advocate of decompression? Because it saved his career. And when I first met Dwayne and we started doing this and we started doing decompression, he said, this is unbelievable. And remember, Dwayne is not a loser. Dwayne once signed the $36 million contract in the NFL. He now has 2 Super Bowl rings. But what Dwayne learned is he needed decompression. So when the Kansas City Chiefs did not supply a table, Dwayne bought his own table. Yes, doctors. He bought a decompression table. And we helped work with him. I'd go over the results with him. And all the players started saying, Dwayne, how are you playing again? and he would tell them about decompression. Now he's working with the Alumni Association of the NFL to try to get more NFL teams to do this. You see, doctors, this is how we succeed. Surgery should be not, they call us alternative care. To me, we should be primary care. Alternative should be surgery. We know based upon failed back surgery syndrome, and I just seen an article, surgery does not work. Tiger Woods doctors had 5 back surgeries, 5. And I deal with pro athletes every day. Today I can't mention names because of HIPAA, but I'm dealing with 2 today. And Jason treats them all in his office. And I'm talking to them today, and I'm talking about failed back surgery syndrome, but they know this because there were certain people like Overton who had even injections, and then he got a staph infection from the injections. And I can only say that because it's public knowledge. You can look it up. Look up Overton, PGA Tour player, and you'll see he had injections, and it ended up in a staph infection. Doctors, there has never been a time. I just wrote an article for chiropractic, and like I said, the Bodoc and Bergdorf study shows that. I mean, spine surgery is the second leading surgery in America. Hold on. What did you say? Watch this. The spine can talk. Dr. Kaplan, what did you just say? I said spine surgery is the number 2 surgery in America. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, that's an amazing statistic, doctors. And when you realize that, let me give you some facts. Let me give you some numbers, doctors. So when you're worried about new patients, they're out there. Let me tell you something. Low back pain, 138 billion in treatment costs last year. Neck pain, 132 billion in costs. Hip pain, 51 billion. Foot and ankle, 63 billion. Sciatica, 55 billion. And if you read the Murphy study, it shows that when there is sciatica, it's also possible that they have a disc problem, and it's also possible they have neuropathy. And that's why Perry, who was raised with Dr. Jay Lombard, who's they call him Sherlock Holmes of neurology. He's like the main man, worked with Dr. Oz, worked in the major hospitals in New York, and he understands the benefits. See, doctors, as you become a better doctor, you're able to sit down with MDs and you're able to talk to them about the science. We say DISC all the time. If you look at the acronym of DISC, DISC is specialized chiropractic doctors. And I will tell you, if you're in my universe, you will not be a better salesman. You will be a doctor. I have a doctor that's on this. I'm not going to mention his name, but you know who he is. And he said, doctor, he's doing $500,000. Can you help me make $1 million? The answer is yes. But are you willing to give it more? I will tell you that we have doctors, Dr. J, Dr. Hesser, 30,000 square feet. Dr. Gurgis, 13 tables. I mean, Jason Kaplan's ready to get his 5th tables. We go on and on and on. So here's what I'm saying to any guest tonight. How many decompressions do you have? If you only have 1 table, you're playing at it. You haven't mastered it. Sal LaRusso is such a great ally, but not just of because he understands that decompression is helping to take chiropractic to another level. You see, doctors, when they asked Will Smith why did he rob banks, he said that's where the money is. Well, you see, doctors, if you become insurance dependent, then you'll never be financially independent because every year the insurance company's going to cut your benefits. This is the time, doctors, for you to stand up and say, you know what? I want more. This is the time for you to stand up and say, I'm going to be a great doctor. This is the time for you to stand up and say, I'm going to give it more. I'm going to give it more energy, more effort, more organization. I'm going to get more results. I'm going to give it more energy. I'm going to give more effort. That's what we do, doctors. Tonight's meeting's about more. You want more, give it more. Because here's what I'll tell you. Nobody will give you more marketing than we'll do. No one will give you more operational support than we will. No one will give you more research than we will. Nobody will give you the level of excellence and effort that we will. And you know why we do, doctors? Because we care. We continue to grow.
Show you something super quick. What I want to wrap up the first day. Yeah, that's just the first day. As you know, Dr. Lombard did the most. It took us 12 years to get Dr. Lombard there. We've been teaching this program from 2012 to 2023. This is our 11th year. It took us that many years to try to get him. You're talking about the chief of neurology in the top hospital in New York. You're talking about a prolific author. You're talking about a champion. Look him up, Google him. They come no bigger the champion of functional medicine. We finally were able to get him. Dr. LaRusso's lecture was over the top. He did a mock trial, and we used as the judge. It was crazy. It was so much fun if you were there. Dwayne Clemens, with all his bling, with all his Super Bowl rings and all his DCOA stuff, came out dressed like a judge, and it was order in the court. It was hysterical, but that's how we learn. We learn from making sure that, I love when Dr. Kaplan does this. He goes, if you want to, remember when you did the Circle of Willis thing? Do you remember when you did that? How hysterical. If you want me to talk about the Circle, and people talk, when you do that Circle of Willis thing, it just stops the room. Then you got down on the floor, which you never did. You lied down completely on the floor, face up, and you started teaching it. Completely laid out on the stage.
I didn't lie down. I
I
didn't lie down. I got tackled.
Then on top of it, you got tackled. I'm going to show you an email that I got that actually addresses that. What I want to do is this. I want to wrap up the first day. Then I want to jump into the second day. Why the second day? Because we're going to talk about Dr. Jason Kaplan. One of the highlights of every national certification is when Dr. Jason Kaplan teaches the technique portion of spinal decompression. It is every phone comes out. The most phones in the room come out when he lectures. For any speaker, you can total all the speakers. He beats that record every year. This year he did kind of like a VIP thing, which he didn't tell me about till like 30 seconds before he walked on the stage. He goes, I got a surprise for you. A lot of this is impromptu. Listen, I don't know if you know this. I was Dr. Kaplan's associate doctor 37 years ago. Whoa, 37 years ago. You want to talk about one of the most historic, if not the most historic relationship in the history of chiropractic, making it bigger, better, more, passing it on to the next generation. We're going to talk about that. I'll show you pictures here. But before we do that, you want to talk about a goosebump moment? It's so funny. He makes me, my abs hurt. When I hang out with Dr. K, my abs are hurting right now. I want to lift up my shirt right now and show you my abs because they're so contracted right now. And you're going to say, why? Because in all his enthusiasm and all his excitement and all his energy, come on, who's got more energy than us? Not too many people. Who's having more fun than us? Not too many people. Be there December 2nd, www.thechiro.com. But in all his excitement, when he talked about honoring Natl Williams, which was Dr. Sid, if you went to life, but what he really meant, which is what I love, is the legend of legends. We got a video to show it. Can I show it? Yeah, historic. As you know, you're on this right now because of the simple fact that you got your license. Well, guess what? If you got your license, there was probably somebody who trained you, taught you, educated you, and helped you get your license. And what I'll do is, even if you don't hear the video, you can watch. Even if you can't hear it, you could watch it. And then we're going to go right into the second day. But we're not leaving the first day without recognizing her because, yeah, it's that good. And it only took us a year to put together. So let's see if we have it here. Come on, baby, let's go.
So obviously you're not hearing the sound, so I'm going to jump in again. Okay. And you know what? It's very funny how life works. Natl Williams helped me get my license. But you know what's even cooler than that? She helped my son get his license. And you know what's even cooler than that? She helped Dr. Perry Bard get his license. And you know what's even cooler than that? She helped his son, Devin Bard, get his license. And if you ever want to look up one of the greatest orators in the history of the profession, if you ever want to look up one of the great lay lectures of all time, then you look up Nell's husband, okay? And then you will see an unbelievable thing that they do. Reggie Gold was one of the greatest speakers. Fortunately, I was in New York when I was at New York Chiropractic College, of which they have a strange name now. I don't even know the name. But Reggie Gold gave a lecture that moved me. And I'm going to tell you, Nell Williams, in her sense, has moved more people and given more licenses. And we're indebted to people like this. We can't forget the people that helped get us there. So imagine her helping generations, the Kaplans, the Bards, and how many of you out there tonight did Nell Williams help? And that's why we try in these seminars to recognize these people. That's why we gave them a Lifetime Achievement Award, because you know what? She's given her life to chiropractic. And that's your job, doctors.
It was Dr. Irene Gold in conjunction. He was so excited for Dr. Sid's wife, who actually was so dear to us. But this was a total shock and awe. This was totally a surprise. No, she did not know this was happening. Thanks to Dr. Neil Cohen, my dear friend for 40 plus years, who him and Randy have put this together. And she spoke, and it was just, I mean, you could hear the heartbeats in the room. I kid you not. It was that good. You could actually feel the heartbeats in the room. And it was, who's having more? Hey, come on. Who's having more fun than us? I got it. It's so much fun. So let's go into day 2. Can we go into day 2? Because Dr. Kaplan actually even asked me to show some of the stuff that I showed. He goes, can you show that pipeline thing you did? Remember yesterday you said, can you show that pipeline thing of stuff that's coming up, things that are like things to put on the schedule, things to, be excited about, new technology, new ways to market, new ways to communicate, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to show you that super high speed. And let me see if I can do this right now. You ready? Let's go to work. Let me see if I can pull it up. If I can, it'll be pretty awesome. Let's see. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's see if I can get out of this. I'll get out of this. Let me see if I can get out of this for a sec. Let me see. I will stop sharing that. Oh, okay. I got it. There we go. There we go. Maybe. Let me see. Can I get out of this? I don't know if I can get out of it. Well, if I can't, there we go. And, yeah, the Ring of Honor. I got to show you this super quick before we move on. Yeah, there we go. All right. So the Ring of Honor, oh my gosh, before we leave, I got to show you this. So as you know, every year we honor a number of Centers of America doctors based upon a number of different criteria. Some of them are obviously making mega millions of dollars. Congratulations. It's awesome. All well-deserved. A lot of them started with no decompression tables. Now they have 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13 tables. Average case, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. You run the numbers. These are $20,000 collection days and not insurance dependent and saving patients from a lot of bad stuff. So what we did was every year we get a chance to honor them. It's really one of the highlights. It's actually after the program is done. And I love one of the highlights that I love was I actually have a video. And I'll show it another time, but Dr. Kaplan, believe it or not, let me see if I can bring that up. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Actually, let me see if I could show it. Can I show it? Can you see it? I don't know if you could see it. Can you see it? Tell me if you could see it. If you
No, not yet.
Not yet? Let me see if I could show it. Come on, baby. I don't know. Maybe it's not letting me bring it up anymore. Oh, here it is. Yep. Let's do it here. Ready? All right. Put your seatbelt on. Let's go to work. Here we go. You ready? So it's actually a video. I actually have a video of Dr. Kaplan. Oh, it's one of my favorite videos. I'm still getting all the videos sent in from our AV team, and he shakes every hand of everybody on the stage before they get the ring. If you want to see the ring, that's what the ring looks like. It's a lot of bling. And it's actually bigger, believe it or not, than Dwayne Clement's ring. So hold on, I'm going to go fast, but I'd rather go fast and show you a lot of stuff. Okay, so one of the things we did, obviously, as you know, one of the things we did is, let me see if I can bring this up here. There we go. One of the things we did was I showed a slide that was a game plan slide, meaning do this first, do this second, do this third, do this fourth, do this fifth. And all the camera phones came out. They took a picture of this. And basically it was a action step plan. But what we did after this was something very unique. What we did was we actually took every single one of these 5 divisions and we gave 5 action steps for each division. So in other words, we gave 25 action steps. The camera phones were out, and it went from 1 through 25 to explode your disc practice, to explode your chiropractic practice, to explode your bank account. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is about not how much you make, it's about how much what? How much you keep. And if you're running a smart business, you'll understand that the power is in offense. What we teach you is how to put your best offense on the field, how to market better, how to communicate better, how to systematize, how to do better protocols, how to educate better, how to create better relationships. So what we did, and Dr. Kaplan asked me to show you this super quick, is the pipeline coming up. Now, the reason that this is exciting is because there's a lot of DCOA doctors that are on this right now, and a lot of DCOA doctors that, because of, Moon and the Stars, a couple of health issues that came up, curveball from left field, you couldn't make it. So guess what? We're going to show you what's going down right here, right now. One of the things we did coming out right there, on the Tuesday right after, is we sent you a complete, not the book. Yes, we wrote a book on it, the Dr. Success Spotlight book, where we interviewed the 18 most successful chiropractors on the planet, and a medical doctor and a dentist as well, on there as well. And we actually released the entire audio series of it. And the audio series is awesome. There's a link. If you're DCOA, there's a link in there. You're just clicking on. It's almost like a podcast. You can listen to it. It's amazing. As you know, this year we rolled out Thursday Night Live. Thursday Night Live is we spotlight a specific doctor in a specific specialty, not a niche. Don't use that word. Niche is like, you know what niche is? It tells me you're not serious. It tells me you're not real. It tells me you treat chiropractic like a hobby. We're not in the niche business. We're specialists. I don't want to go to a guy or a gal that's in the niche business. I want to go to a specialist who could save me from back surgeries, epidural injections, give me quality of life back. This is a great doctor, Dr. Tim Cameraman, who did a whole thing on neuropathy. And if you're new to the family, I'll send you the private link in the private video of this. And we got one coming up in December. This is a DCOA thing only for Thursday nights on the first Thursday night of the month. And we kick it off. It's just an extra gift bonus to you guys. We have some upcoming trainings. We're going to do a social media thing, team building, multiple income streams, personal injury. Oh, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet, where we highlight the stars of the biggest players in this game, in chiropractic, in spinal decompression, in neuropathy, in cash packages, and in conversions. We also did something called an MRI promo, and the MRI promo was amazing, where we basically took some of our previous ads and inserts and flyers and media, and what we did this year was not only did we take these and enhance it, what we did was we actually created icons to go on the websites for the DCOA doctors, where you can click on immediately and get a free MRI review right then, right there, and it connects you directly to the doctor's office. It's in the new drip system. It's amazing. This month, we got a new podcast coming out for DCOA only. Eventually, they'll be released to the profession, but for DCOA, you always get first access to stuff. So that's kind of a cool thing. And this was one of the new things we started doing. As you know, we have a drip system. Drip system is 2 email paths and tracks for lead generation for existing patients. What happens when a patient starts in your office as a new patient? How are you educating them? Well, we have a series of 20 plus emails, but guess what? What we did was we took those 20 emails, we put them through the most incredible customization of AI, artificial intelligence, because what it did was it customized each one, better terminology, better vernacular, better verbiage with regards to making a better connection. And if you can educate a patient in 10 seconds that it takes other chiropractors 10 minutes to educate, you're so one step ahead. But to make it even better, we added a new neuropathy track to it and a new knee track to it, which is coming out in 2024. So super exciting, because it doesn't make a difference whether they go to the left side, the right side, the front, the back. It doesn't make a difference what door they walk in your office, as long as they walk in your door. And as long as you're able to give them a result. We talked about building it one brick at a time. We were doing it at Trump National. We had some fun with it. We talked about the boot camps in 2024, about the new playbooks that are coming out for Disc Centers of America doctors. And then we talked about this. And Dr. K, I'm going to kick it back to you right after this. But one of the things that I would love for you to talk about, One of the things that resonated incredibly well, and you asked me to talk about this, so I'm going to talk about it, and then we're going to have some fun with it, is, doctors always want to know, what's your motivation? Why do you still do this? Why are you still in this game? Dr. Kaplan, 45 years as a successful chiropractor. Myself, 37 years. Together, that's over 80 plus years. What does it mean? It means we're old. Well, no, I'm only kidding. We're not old. I remember if you were there, I showed a slide with these D.D. Palmer and B.J. Palmer beards when I said that. We're not old, because the fact is this, we're just getting started. There's so much in the tank. There's so much to do, so little time. But if you really want to know our passion, how do you have a family? 2 sons, Dr. Kaplan, 2 sons, both doctors. Ourselves, 2 doctors now, yeah. DDS, Doctor of Dental Surgery, DC, and both of them share the title, or 4 of them share the greatest title in the world, the same title you own. It's a DR. We are in the trenches with you. We are in there, in the grind, in the battle, in the groove, in the energy. We are in the day-to-day operations of this for all of our 226. This Centers of America doctors, yeah, 226 with a wait list to get in. How crazy is that? And oh, by the way, if you're able to score a seat at www.thechiroevent.com on December 2nd, just so you know, nothing to sign, no contracts, no obligation. We'll hang out, we'll blow your mind, we'll put tools in your hand, and if you like it and you love it, I have a feeling you'll call us. It's that simple. That's how it works. Never forget, ever, ever, ever forget, the clock is ticking. And one of the things we did, this was such a shock and awe thing. Like nobody, even Dr. Kaplan didn't know we were able to do this. I wanted to, every time we do the national certification, I would try to surprise him. He's been amazing me and surprising me for 37 years. Yeah, kid you not. Every day has been a gift. And one of the things we were able to do, and we worked really hard on this, was we were able to get a formal endorsement for somebody who, in essence, owns 2 words. 2 words. Yes, trademarked words. What are the words? The words are simple. It's called It's Time. And yes, we showed this, and he gave his formal endorsement. If you watch it, you were there live. He gave his formal endorsement. You know who I'm talking about? The voice of MMA, the voice of UFC. His name, as you know, is Bruce Buffer. And he gave a formal DCOA endorsement. He talked about working harder, studying harder, planning more, and attention to detail. It was so cool that everybody, this is when I walked out the room, they said, holy crap. Can I say crap? I don't know I think I just did. One of the coolest things was we brought our family. They had no idea we were going to bring them up on the stage. No idea. Yeah, we're all in this together. We brought our family up. They had no idea. The only thing was I told the AV crew in the back, cue up some Metallica, cue up some AC/DC. Let's bring them up. We had some fun. They had no idea. Loving it. We're all in this together. This is the gift that keeps giving. And Dr. K, oh my gosh, we still got more to do. There's nobody, and I mean nobody, who does it better than you know who. The person that gets the most feedback every year is you know who. It's Dr. Jason Kaplan. And I would love for you to talk a little bit about why, when people leave the 12-hour program, he's always at the top of the list in terms of what resonated the most.
Well, many people that are in the, people say I'm a consultant. I'm not a consultant, because consultants console. What I am is a coach. And anyone that's a client of mine, and I can go down the list, whether it be, you, Tom Collins, whether you be John Ziliax, whether you be Alan Delgado, I go on and on through the list and say, JK, I treat you like family. And the purpose of it, Perry says, why do I do this? Because everything that I have is due to chiropractic. Chiropractic is the greatest profession in the world. Yet, why do so many chiropractors have a weak self-image? And I'm going to tell you why. Because they don't realize that they're specialists. You have the ability to change the dynamic of disc injuries. See, we always thought that we were in the subluxation business, and we are, but yet people continually had back surgery. But imagine if we can prevent people from having back surgery. Imagine if we could do research studies and show, like the Shealy study, the Bergmeyer study, the Ironman study, the Odell study, the Harvard study, the Dickinson study. What if we can show that we have an 89 to 92, Dr. McClure, a neurosurgeon who did 500 pre-surgical cases, showed a 91 to 92% success rate and 89 to 90% after a year. These were not just back patients, these were pre-surgical patients. Well, doctors, if we can do that, you know what? We're not the alternative anymore with the primary, because you know what? We're going to give you more, but you have to give your patients more. You have to give them more education. You have to give them more science. You have to give them more research. You have to give them more dedication. Doctors, if you're in this for the money, I'm not your guy. I'm in this for the passion. Why? I love what I do. I love that people come up to me, pro athletes, isn't that? Oh, I have a disc problem. I have one pro athlete. I met with him today, who was a famous golfer. He's flying his sister in from England to be treated and worked on. He wants my opinion and treatment by my son. But you see, it's not about the Kaplans. It's about chiropractic. It's about what we do. It's about the greatness of our profession. Doctors, we have a chance to make a difference. And if you want more, you got to give it more. You want to make more money? You'll make more money. You want to have a better life? You'll have a better life. But the key is, doctors, if you want to get more, you got to give more. So with that said, I hope to see you in December, if there's any seats left. I mean, that's the way it is. If you want more, doctors, here's the question I'm going to ask you. What price are you willing to pay? And I'm not talking about economically, doctors. I'm talking about physically, mentally, emotionally. Are you willing to give more to the profession? Are you willing to be a student again? Are you willing to make yourself the best? Are you willing to dominate your area? Because you know what, doctors? It's not about an ad. There's no, oh, I need the new ad. I need the new ad, Dr. Bard. What's the new? It's not about the ad, doctors. Results lead to retention. Results lead to referrals. You hear that, doctors? Results lead to retention. Results lead to referrals. And I apologize before when I said Miss Williams, it was Irene Gold, and you know, two great women within the profession, but nobody had more impact on my family than Irene Gold. And I apologize for my mistake, and I thank my son and Dr. Barr for both pointing it out. But I get excited. I'm excited to be here tonight. I'm excited to help you. I'm excited for, oh my God, look how many people have been here tonight. I'm excited for our profession. I'm excited for what we can do. I'm excited that I have my jacket. And I'm excited that Dr. Bard's going to get me that same shirt that he's wearing tonight, which I think is the coolest shirt in the world. So with that said, I'm excited to meet you. I'm excited to work with you. But doctors, if you want more, you got to give it more. There's no easy road to success. M. Scott Peck in his book, okay, The Road Less Traveled, had 3 words in the beginning of the book that made it a bestseller. Life is difficult. You know what, doctors? It is. And practice is difficult. But you know what I've learned? The greats get great results. The greats put in the effort. Those of you that are all in, will not only get a ring, you'll get a jacket, but I'm going to tell you what you're going to get. You're going to put your head on the pillow at night and you say, I'm happy to be a chiropractor. I'm happy to be a doctor. If you can't say that now, are you happy, doctors? What's one new patient worth to you? What's one decompression case worth to you? A month. If it's worth $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, guess what? If you had one a month at $4,000, guess what, doctors? That's $48,000. If you had one neuropathy case, now you're at $100,000. But what if you had one a week, doctors? Wow, you've just increased your practice by over $130,000 a year. Pay the price, doctors. You'll never regret it. I'm Dr. Eric Kaplan with the greatest part in the world. And you know what? If you want more, give me more.
So I want to show you, Dr. Kaplan may have to leave a little bit earlier tonight. There's one more thing that I wanted to show you super quick before we go. Yeah, we got more stuff to show. Yeah, heck yeah, because of the simple fact that This was historic. And when I say historic, what I mean is there was more doctors that gave more feedback, that was more game-changing, life-changing, that resonated. I'll share a little bit with you. I'll show it to you. But what I wanted to do, as you know, obviously, is to remind you of the simple fact that the website, www. There it is. Go there right now. If there are any seats left, www.thecheiroevent.com. You're welcome to call 888-990-9660 to see if you want to one-up everybody. Sometimes the reason I give out the number and I don't have a slide for it is because the last time we did this, I guess what happens is when you get a bunch of people all trying to like get seats, sometimes it like blocks the site. I don't know. I'm not an internet web guy for registration. I'm an internet web SEO, Google, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, social media maven. When it comes to that other stuff, but when it comes to registrations, no, that we have a team that handles that. www.thecheiroevent.com. But I want to show you something here that for some of you that sent in some of this, and I thought it was, heck, let me see if I can bring it up. Come on, baby, let's go. Let me see. Can I show it? There it is. Yeah, this was pretty wild. I wanted to show you a couple of things before. Some of you know who you are. You're already on this. I'm not going to make you talk. Don't worry. It was moving what you sent. This came from Dr. Alan Delgado, who's on this right now. Yeah, brother. 82 years old. Loving life. Practiced for so many years. TCC, went to Texas Chiropractic. And sent this. I've gotten over the shock of being presented with the greatest honor since God honored me with my life and family. Whoa. When you, Perry, called to make the offer, meaning we told him, we're putting him in our ring of honor because of his incredible dedication to our profession, to his family, to his demographic, to this centers of America. I was truly shocked and was still on the stage during the presentation. I played music professionally for over 60 years, retiring only recently and outgrew the fear of a microphone many years ago. But when I was so relieved when I was not given the mic to speak through my choked throat, I now hope I can measure up to the expectations of the honor placed upon me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Listen, your goal, your job is to set the goal. You set your goals so high that even to some degree, they may be unreachable. They may be unreachable. But guess what? It's the pursuit of the prize. That means everything. There are more doctors making more money right now than in the history of the chiropractic profession that are in the disc business and that have attended the Chiro event to learn this material, to launch themselves correctly. And here's an incredible one. We got this from a doctor in Pennsylvania. This year's certification was outstanding, so informative. I don't think I can say enough about it. I love the speakers and the passion both of you bring. I am so grateful to be part of the DCOA family. Since joining, I have a renewed vigor at the office. I feel like last year was my best year since 1993. Wow, 1993. That was the year of our firstborn son. Oh, that's a special year. So was 1997. I have grown, and tons of patients have benefited from it as well. The additional financial growth is great as well. I've inspired my middle son to go to chiropractic school. Life, of course. How bad do you want it? How awesome is this? I'm so excited for Sim. And as soon as he graduates, he'll be another DCOA guy. Thank you again. Can't wait till next year. Vito Bianco practices also too. His brother also came to the certification. Two amazing doctors. Here's a great doctor from League City, Texas. I was going to put their pictures in here, but I ran out of time. As we started to, I wanted to get in as many slides as I could for you as we started to get closer to this. Hey, Doc, I had a blessed event. Cannot say enough good things about the presenters. I love the content. The food at the lunch was delicious. I enjoyed seeing Judge Clemens and the mock trial. That was hysterical. I think it was a great thing to validate our training and reasoning behind what we do. The ballroom is amazingly done as always. By the way, as Dr. Kaplan recovered, I don't know if he's still on this, but Dwayne Clemens actually tackled him on the stage like a real tackle. I'm there. I heard it. And he said, Dr. K didn't know that was coming, but he was just showing his love. Have a great week. Here's another one from Dr. Chris F. Mew in Youngstown, Ohio. My first certification attended. One word, incredible. Everything you want, more. Everything you want and more. Wow. I like the way you frame that. Can't wait for next year. Super cool doctor. Here's another one. I love this one. Her and her husband came up to me. Oh, gosh, the hugs, a lot of love, feeling it. She's awesome. I hope this email finds you well. I want to express my sincere gratitude for the incredible event this weekend. It was truly exceptional, and I cannot thank you enough for organizing such a remarkable experience. Your dedication and commitment were evident in every aspect of the program. You truly poured hearts and souls into making this about the resounding success attending this recertification. She's been there before. Event was not only informative, but also a great opportunity to reconnect with other doctors. Proximity is power, as Tony Robbins says. The chance to interact and exchange ideas with like-minded professionals was truly motivating. It reminded me of my mission and inspired me to strive for greatness. Thank you for making this event a memorable one. I'm truly grateful for the knowledge and inspiration I gained. Wishing great health. Amazing. Her and her husband. Why do we do this? We do this because you pour your hearts out to us. You tell us. You get emotional. You make us get emotional about this. Happy tears about how your life is forever different. If you think you're on this, webinar, Zoom meeting by chance, you had nothing to do. I know the Country Music Awards are on tonight. I know that. That's what DVRs are for. Eric and Perry, you both outdid yourselves this year. What a difference from the first one. Yeah, this guy was in the first one in 2012. Thanks for all you do. I can only imagine all the hard work that went into coordinating all the speakers, sound and light show, and all the other things that go into doing something like this. We had to honor him. We put him in our Ring of Honor. Great doctor, Dr. Rex in Orlando, Florida. Here's another one. Oh, this was the guy I was talking about before. Oh, if you're DCOA, I'll send you the neuropathy video that he made. It was like action steps. I'll send you his slides. Just reach out to us. I'll get you his neuropathy stuff. He was so awesome. We put him in our Ring of Honor. Tim Cameron in Searcy, Arkansas. The 11th annual non-surgical spinal decompression certification was over the top. Dr. Captain, Dr. Bar, you guys always set the bar high, but this year was exceptionally good. I've made a habit for 35 years to study other doctors and methods that allow me to grow and improve my practice. You brought together excellent credentialed speakers to stretch our minds, to encourage us to keep the patient in mind by loving them and serving them. I appreciate the demonstration of family support that you each show. Oh my gosh, OMG. I could write a page about the food, music, handouts, camaraderie, facilities as well. You make learning fun. I have made some great friends by taking part of DC, by being a part of DCOA. Thank you for the exceptional service and dedication. There's an old saying, you're either on the outside looking in or you're the inside looking out. This doctor's on the inside. All the Centers of America doctors, inside looking out. And trust me when I tell you, doctors, the view from the inside is so much better. Here's a super cool guy, just strictly coincidental, who also happened to be from Arkansas. What are the odds of that, having the two on there? I don't know. We didn't put this one together. I said, give me some of the feedback. And they put this together. Thank you so much for an awesome weekend. We learned a lot and got even more motivated after attending this event program. I brought my new associate doc along as well, as now more motivated than ever. We have been averaging 2 cases per week and already signed up 5 new ones this week. And we weren't even open on Monday. Thank you so much again. I'll be sending my stats forward. Have a great night. Oh my gosh. Here's a great one. This guy's in Long Island. Dave Ackerman, super cool dude. I was blown away. Perfect representation of DCOA. Brand grateful to be part of it. Looking forward to being there next year again. He brought, I think, 2 or 3 associates with him. Thank you for all the hard work, planning, and preparation that went into it. Super cool guy. And it just keeps getting bigger, better, more. Here's a Dr. Hillman, and who's killing it. We put him into our Ring of Honor. As Dr. Bart likes to say, one word, just one word. Wow. It was a wow. This guy tried to come for the past few years, but what happened was it was always hunting season. If you look at his email, what's his email address? Love hunting. That's how much he loves hunting. He couldn't come because it was always hunting season. He came this year. We honored him. He brought his team with him, and he's just, everything from start to finish was amazing. Trump National was beautiful. It was such a great experience for myself and my staff to be surrounded with so many successful and amazing people and to be energized and feel the passion in the room. We came back with so much fire and energy for our practice. We cannot wait to do it again next year. Thanks to the best in the business. This is a guy who makes millions and millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Yeah, he's a humble dude. That's what we attract. Oh my gosh, Michelle Zalecki. I can go on and on. What a great story. We put her into our Ring of Honor. She's a true Renaissance woman. I mean, it just keeps going on. Frank Iulinelli, great neuropathy doctor. I mean, when I began with DCA, I love this one. This is very funny in a good way, in a great way. When I began with DCA, my average month collection was around $20K per month. Now, if I have a month under $60,000 a month, I'm questioning my life choices. No, you're making the right choices. You just got to put yourself in the right environment. You got to come to more boot camps, which are free, by the way, for all our DCOA doctors. We're so proud of you. Lake Orion, Michigan. Here's a great one. Oh my gosh. We'll go. I'm gonna show you this one, and then I'm gonna just show you a gift, and then and it's very cool. So, oh my gosh, Dr. Lisajo, what a great story. Wednesday, 10/25/23, closed 13,000 in knee cases to retain or prepaid. Thursday, This is right after the certification. 17,000 cervical and lumbar decompression closure plus knee retainer prepaid. Friday, 2 lumbar decompression cases, 12-4. Monday, 10:30. Not a bad 4 days, right? Closest lumbar decompression case, 5,600. I'm supposed to have another one tonight, 8,000. I closed on 4 retainers early this month, 2 for decompression, 1 for lumbar, 1 for cervical, 5,500, 2 for knees, totally 7,300. All said and done. I still have another one more day as you're closing out the month, but not bad. $71,369.80. It is that good. Yeah, it just keeps getting better and better and better. This is a doctor who made a commitment to excellence. This is a doctor who made a commitment to his family. This is a doctor who made a commitment to his patients. This is a doctor whose daughter, 3 times nationally certified at Life University right now, who came again, the youngest certified doctor of all the national certifications. And I wanted to show you something really quick. And I just got another text. Another doctor scooped up another. Get your www.thecheiroevent.com. Grab it now, before it's gone. Because if you come, guess what? Guess what you're getting? Oh, yeah, baby. We gave, this is a 400-page book. This is about research, science, content, clinical studies, documentation, communication skills, ammunition, and we will put this in your hands if you're fortunate enough to have a seat on December 2nd. We've never done that before, but guess what? December is the month of giving. As we close out the year, you have so many doctors that have record-breaking years, but guess what? They never rest on their laurels. It's all about positioning for the future. Grab a seat, www.thecheiroevent.com. And Dr. K, before we go, any parting words?
You know, you were phenomenal. And you know, Perry always said success leaves clues. And it does. Success leaves clues. And I say failure leaves clues. So I ask you, doctors, and I leave, you want more. How much more do you want? And what's one new patient worth to you? Imagine if you had one decompression case at 4,000, that's 48,000 a year. If you had one neuropathy a month, that's 48,000 a year. If you had one knee case, that's 48,000 a year. Right there, doctors. One case of each is 48,000. And you know what? We give more than anybody. There's a reason why we're the #1 on the internet when it comes to decompression. There's a reason why we are in 43 states. There's a reason why, doctors. And that's what we talk about. Why? Why you? Why do I choose you? And I want to tell you why, doctors. You're going to give more. We want you to give more motivation to get more momentum. We want you to give more organization to get more results. We want you to give more energy, more effort, and we will give you more marketing, more operational work, more research, and more excellence. So you know what I'm about tonight, doctors? If you want more, we'll give you more. I'm Dr. Eric Kaplan with the greatest partner in the world saying, thank you, go Knicks.
It's the Knicks, so, you know, that's a big deal. We can't thank you enough. I mean, holy cow. I never do this, but before we go, I'm going to do it because I never really single out anybody here, but I can't thank Tom Canseco, Dr. Canseco. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for being part of our family in Pennsylvania. I mean, Anthony Biz, with what you went through, Dr. Biz in Brooklyn. I mean, oh my gosh. You know, just Dr. Powell in Tallahassee. Hey, brother, somebody's calling. It's called the success train. You got to make a big boy decision, but it's waiting for you. You can own Tallahassee. Oh, look at Dr. Zalecki. You look awesome in your DCOA thing tonight. Such a star. Dr. Bill Moyle has been in my life for 40 years. Yeah, we started together. Loving it. Hungry. Never quits. Wants more. More content, more information. Maybe there's a better way to say it to a patient. Maybe I have better eye gaze, better inflection, better tonality. Maybe I can twist it, change it, modify it, enhance it to make it 1 degree better for my patients so they get to yes. That's why he's here. Oh my gosh. And this is the coolest thing, Dr. Dickinson. Can't wait to see you in 3 weeks at boot camp, you in Asia. Congratulations. And I hope you called that patient that I referred to you Yes, when I get a phone call from the Spinal company that says, I need a patient that needs an Spinal table. Who do you got in Vero Beach? Yeah. So that's why I called you, brother. Thank you for that. Chief Olela in Ohio. Can't wait to see you. Hope you're doing a couple of new judo moves. I know you take care of the judo team. He's a super cool dude. Can't wait to see you in 2024. I mean, this is our family right here. I mean, Dr. Fogarty and Lily, come on. How cool is this? So much fun to see you guys. Mark Goforth in Missouri. This is all family right here. Then why are they here? Because they want more, because they know our life and what we teach, what we share, what we show, what we give is based on two things. Number one, we underpromise. That's a Brooklyn thing right there when you do that. It's a Brooklyn thing. We underpromise. We always overdeliver. It's our theme. We show you our MO, our method of operation, our modus operandi, the way we do business. The way we do business is the same way we teach you to do business. Underpromise and overdeliver. Wow them. That's why our financial forms are very specific in the language that we use for DCOA. That's why our financial forms protect you, protect the patient. That's why our financial forms and have the best informed consent forms on the planet that were really put together by none other than the president of the National Board of Chiropractic Examiners, past president, Dr. Sal Russo, who was a lecturer there and was so thankful. Oh my gosh, Mark Schultz, and it just keeps going on in Texas and Michelle. I think just go on and on. Dr. Heiler in Naples, can't wait to see you in a few weeks. You got to see the boot camp. It's going to be super cool. I'm so glad that you came. I can go on and on, but I'm just, the reason that I hung out a little bit longer is because this is the first and could be the last recap of a national certification we ever give. So we never did it before, but the only reason we did it was because so many doctors got closed out. And, and we thank you for your love, your support, your dedication to your patients, to your commitment to excellence, to your dedication to your family, to having a better life, a better world, a better bank account. Yeah, we talk money. We talk money because we know when you have more money, you have more freedom. You have more choices. You have more options. You deserve that as a doctor. You look at that room at the National Spinal Decompression Certification, the best dressed doctors on the planet, all tricked out, custom suit guy there. They walk it, they live it, they breathe it, they own it. It's theirs because when they walk in a room, the same way that when you walk in a room, you got to light that room up. When you walk, trust me, you think when Dr. Kaplan walks in a room, like nobody knows he's not there? Think about that for a sec, right? You think he's going to hide? You think he's going to be quiet? It doesn't work that way. Listen, when you love what you do what you love, and you are passionate that you were chosen, not just called, chosen to be a chiropractor, then guess what? The world is yours. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. If you got a seat at the Chiro event on December 2nd, get ready. You're in for the treat of your life. Way more. We're going to load you up with some. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, see, you're hanging out. What the heck, right? More. You guess what? If you come, look at Dr. Zalecki. She's so locked and loaded here. She just, oh my gosh. We do one more? Yeah? So we came out with a new book. It's called All Roads Lead to This. Great stuff, graphics, video stuff. We're giving this away at the Chiro event. I forgot to tell you, I got so excited. I got so excited before that I forgot to tell you. I was going to say goodbye and not. I got more. Wait, there's more. No, you're going to have to wait till December 2nd. It's that good. We take nothing for granted. Time is the premium. It's all we ever have. We want to make sure that you maximize it for your life, your family, your patients, and our time together. The reality is, I may never see you again. Oh, yeah, it's true. Seals and Crofts wrote a song about it. It's true. Look it up. It's called We May Never Pass This Way Again. Why? Because everything we do is sold out. Don't believe it? Just come and you'll see. There's no chairs. There's no chairs. And then we launch a new one and that gets sold out, which means that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You don't get a seat. You and I may never see each other again, because if you know and you remember, I wrote an email 3 years ago. Do you remember it? And I said these words, 2 words, biggest response I ever got in history. I retired. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I retired. So I send out an email. Next thing I know, Dr. Kaplan calls me 7 times in 90 minutes. 7 times. And it sounded like this. I'm going to tell you exactly how it sounded. Hey, brother, what's going on? Is something I need to know? Is there something happening that next message. I saw you retired. What, can you call me right away? Call me right away. I need to know what's going on. Calls me back again. Hey, I really need to speak to you. I really need to speak to you. So I call him back and I said, did you watch the video? He goes, what video? I said, there was a video in that email that I put. It said I retired. She goes, no, I didn't see the video. I go, well, go watch the video and then call me back. What it said was this: I retired from speaking. I don't speak anymore. I retired. It's true. You know it. I get invited all the time for all these state organizations, all these motivational groups, all these, I get stuff. I should show pictures of it. Dr. Kaplan too. We get tons of requests. And listen, I live on the water. I live on the beach in the Intracoastal, 2 bodies of water here. I couldn't have asked for a better life as a chiropractor. My time with my family is everything. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go in planes and talk? No, I'm not doing that. I talk twice a year. Well, actually a little bit more. I talk once a year at the National Spinal Decompression Certification. That's it. And then I talk at boot camps and chiro events. I only want to hang out with our Descendants of America family. Why? Because they're so driven. They're so hungry. They're so passionate. They're so giving. They're so loving. They're so serving. I just want to hang out with them. And I'm able to do that during the year when we do boot camps and we do chiro events. That's it. I don't speak anywhere else. And I wouldn't have it I would not have it any other way. So if we're so fortunate enough to see you at the chiro event on December 2nd, your life will change. I can't thank everybody enough for hanging out with us. It just keeps getting better. Look at the look in your eyes. Oh my gosh. I can hang out with you all night. I wish I could. We got so many cool things coming up in 2024. We will blow your mind. Wait till you see what's coming. If you're a part of it, it's the best ride in the business. And who's having more fun than us? Can't wait to see you. Hopefully you got a seat. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.